standing breathing. Let's just resume. Sorry about that, Anna. Okay, so feeling nice and grounded, long in the spine, and the lovely crown of the head is just floating up and the chin's tucking because it's just so lovely and light, and we just want to invite a sense of space through the entire length of the spine, all the way up in between the shoulder blades, coming up into the back of the neck, so everywhere in the spine has space. And so we'll just start by taking a nice breath in through the nose. If you need to breathe through the mouth, please do, but ideally through the nose. Breathing right down into the hands, into the belly. And then as you exhale, just taking the awareness and the breath, imagine it's flowing all the way down the legs and out through the feet into the mat. Lovely, taking a nice breath in. And a nice long breath out. Now we're going to do one more of these. Just breathing into the belly, up into the ribs now. And then the ribs and the belly relaxing back down. I said one more, we'll make it another one, just so we can come right up into the chest. So breathing into the belly, up into the ribs, up into the chest. And then a nice long exhale. Lovely. So now just take a couple more of those lovely long deep breaths, breathing into the belly, into the ribs, into the chest. And then exhaling with the awareness going all the way down and out through the feet. Lovely, just another one. And then closing the eyes. And as you exhale, just softening the eyebrow center. And on the next inhale, imagine that you're breathing in through the eyebrow center. Filling into the belly, into the ribs, up into the chest. And as you exhale, gently drawing up with the center of the pelvic floor, drawing back with the navel. Lovely, we'll do that again. Breathing in through the eyebrow center, filling the belly, the ribs and the chest. Exhaling, engaging your bandhas. And again, breathing in through the eyebrow center. Exhaling, engaging bandhas. Two more, breathing in. Exhale. Lovely, last one. Breathing in. And breathing out. Wonderful. Softly opening the eyes, taking the arms all the way up. Interlacing the fingers, just stretching the palms up as you hang down a little bit. So finding a little bit more of a stretchy elasticity through the sides of the trunk. Lovely. And then from here, just bringing the hands down and into Anjali Mudra. So we've been working with this last week. And this is the mudra of the cup. And we're holding it in front of the heart. And so we're just going to invite whatever it is that we know or we feel can fill our cup with a sense of joy, with a sense of just feeling connected. And there's also this sense of we're offering part of ourselves to the world around. This is our little cup of offering out as well as receiving. So it could be something really small. It could be something like, I'm just going to make some time for myself to sit down and read my magazine. And actually for me, I feel like I'm winning at life if I manage to do that. Or it could be something quite momentous. You know, I really want to commit to a daily practice and finding ways to bring my practice off the mat as well as on. Okay, so whatever it is that's going to fill your cup, whatever it is that actually you want to offer to the world, just be mindful and heartful about that in your wee cup just now. Lovely. So we're going to take the arms all the way behind as we inhale. Exhale, come into wild goose, sitting down, bringing the 4 fingers together. Lovely. Inhaling, bringing the hands round through Anjali Mudra and offering ourselves out into the world. Let's do that again. Exhale. Curling round, bringing the 4 fingers together, tucking the navel back, tucking the chin. Inhaling, open all the way up. Lovely. Exhaling, rounding the back, tucking in the chin. Inhaling, opening all the way up. And then on the exhale, just placing the hands onto the lower back. Inhaling, peeling the elbows, really the chin, gaze up, tongue behind the teeth on the roof of the mouth. And then exhale, just a delicious forward fold. Hands coming down the backs of the legs, nice and steady. Inhaling, coming up onto the shins, pressing into the feet, lifting the sit bones, coming to a nice half lift. So we're finding length in the legs, in the glutes. We're finding length in the spine. The shoulder blades are down, away from the head. Lovely. And then from exhale, we're just going to fold down again as the navel hugs up. Just see if we can lengthen down, find a bit more space in the spine. Lovely. So next inhale, just coming up again. Nice half lift, pressing into the feet, lifting the sit bones. Could be hands on shins, could be hands on the mat. Lovely. Exhale, softening down. And then just dropping the weight into the feet, unfurling. Just nice and slow. Hands coming up the front of the legs. Exhale, just popping them onto the lower back. Inhale, peeling the elbows, lifting up with the chest, gaze up. And then exhale, coming once again into Anjali Mudra and through into Wild Goose. Lovely. Last set. Inhaling, opening up. Exhaling, coming into Wild Goose. We're going to do one more after this. Inhaling, just really feeling that sense of expansion across the chest into the fingertips. And then this lovely sense of coming home as you exhale. So coming once again into Anjali Mudra. And then popping the hands and the feet together. So we're just going to revisit that push-pull, that sense of moving with resistance that we've been doing in previous weeks. So pressing the left hand into the right, but the right hand's resisting. Going over to the right as the knees go left. Lovely. Exhale, we're just going to press back the other way. Wonderful. That's it. Wonderful. Great. So let's do one more. Inhaling, pressing to the right, knees left, nice and strong in the core. And then exhale, t'other way. Lovely. Just come in, popping your hands underneath that left ear. Gaze up as if we're about to sing something from a beautiful musical. Thinking of technical musical, something like that. And then from here, inhaling. Just taking a nice big arc with the hands over the head. And as the hands come down to that right side, the knees are going left. Lovely. Crossing in front of the throat. Crossing in front of the heart. Crossing across the knees. And we'll do that again. So it's like a figure of 8, but with an extra loop. And as the hands go left, the knees go right. Inhaling, coming all the way over. Exhale. Let's do it with the breath now. So inhaling, stretching hands left, knees go right. Exhaling, swapping. Inhaling, dusting your toes. Lovely. And then back the other way. Coming all the way past the throat. Nice, big, delicious, slow arc. It's like we're on one of those roller coasters, and you know when it goes over the arc, it goes really slow, as if it's just about to kind of poise before we then swoop down. Lovely. Exhaling. Inhale, last set. Exhale past the center. Inhaling, really finding space in the body, and then coming all the way down the center line. So take a glove of water. From here, we're just going to do a few sun salutations, just using a little bit of Qigong to free up and bring awareness to the meridians that we're working with in early summer. So, pericardial meridian, triple heater meridian. And I'll talk to you a little bit more as we go through the class. So just coming into Samasthiti heat, switching on the feet, finding the energy, just drawing up through the legs, lifting up with the kneecaps, coming up into the torso now, engaging Bandha. Finding length in the spine. So nice big inhale, taking the hands all the way up. Gaze up. Exhale. Lovely forward fold, diving down towards the mat as the navel draws up. Inhale, nice half lift. Is it hands on shins or suction cup fingers on the mat? Hands flat, stepping back into plank. So the shoulders are down the back. We're tucking the tail and we're stretching away into the heels. We'll get the words out. So popping the knees down for this first one, lowering a couple of inches on the exhale, hugging those elbows in, and then peeling up into the back of the neck to start on the inhale, and just finish by taking the gaze up. Lovely. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. So rolling up with the heels on the inhale. Exhale, bending one knee, stretching the other heel. Inhaling, both heels up. Exhale, other heel down. Lovely. So now both heels are up, both heels down. We'll do that one more time. Heels up, heels down, wonderful. And then softening through the shoulders, the elbows, see if the head can lower down towards the mat, really engaging bandha. If you feel that you want to go a little deeper, you can bend the knees and really stretch those sit bones even further away, imagining they're like a set of headlights, something like that. And then from here, just looking to the hands, bending at the knees, stepping forward as you're breathing in. Exhaling, forward fold. And then just unfurling, nice and slow. Taking the hands all the way up, interlacing the fingers, just pressing into the feet as you stretch up, find space in the torso. Exhaling, coming back into prayer. So from here, Anjali Mudra. Exhale into wild goose. Inhale, opening your gifts and sharing them with the world. Lovely. Exhale, hands on the lower back. Inhale, peeling the elbows, lifting the chest. Nice, delicious forward fold. Nice and slow, not rushing. Inhaling, hands on the mat for this half lift if you can. Exhale, hands flat, stepping into plank. Shoulders down the back, really stretching away into the heels. Choosing if it's knees off or knees down as you lower on the exhale. Inhale, nice upward dog. Shoulders down the back and then peeling the gaze up. Tucking or rolling through the toes, downward facing dog. So 5 breaths in downward dog, but you may wish to walk the dog. If you've been doing a lot of, walking, running, you really tighten the glutes. Walking the dog can be a really lovely way to invite in that soft elasticity. So early summer is all about finding space in the body. We're working especially with the connective tissue and fascia. So we want to make sure that if we're moving or if we're holding, it's really enhancing that fluidity of movement through the connective tissue. So if you're feeling a bit stiff, move. If you're feeling actually you want to get a deeper stretch, stay and take a breath there. Lovely. So looking towards the hands, bending at the knees, stepping forward as you're breathing in. Lovely. And then from there, just a nice soft forward fold as the navel hugs up. Dropping the weight into the feet, unfurling. Nice and slow. Taking the arms all the way up. Delicious stretch up into the sky with the palms. Lovely. Coming back into Anjali Mudra. Exhale, wild goose. Inhale, opening our arms, sharing our gifts with the world. Lovely. From there, hands on the lower back. Inhale, peeling the elbows, lifting into the chest. And then nice, slow, delicious forward fold. Make sure your bandhas are nice and supportive. And we're just going to bring the hands flat for this one if we can. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, stepping back into plank. Shoulders down the back, stretching way into the heels. Really lifting up. So we're wanting to feel that the front of the body is zipping up, really supporting the hard shell at the back of the body. We've got a little micro bend in the arms, so we're really working into the upper arms. Pop the knees down if you need, but really get that sense of lengthening the tailbone away, really lifting up with bandha. Lovely. Exhaling, lowering down. Inhale, nice easy upward dog. Tuck your toes, downward dog. So choosing if it's 5 breaths in downward dog or dancing the dog, or if you've been feeling a bit knackered, you might want to bring your knees down and come back into child's pose and then move from child's pose into upward dog. So choosing what you like to do for the next 5 breaths. It's a bit of fluidity, of movement, there's a little bit of joyousness with dancing the dog, gains going to the armpit as you bend the opposite knee, or are you stretching those sit bones back to find length in the body? Lovely. So softening off the shoulders as much as you can. Do less with the arms and more with bandha. So earth in space, earth in early summer is all about really working with our core. So on every exhale, really firing up with Mula Bandha, drawing up with the center of the pelvic floor and drawing lower abdominal muscles back towards the spine. Almost hanging off your bandhas, hanging off the sit bones, rather than pressing too much and using the shoulders. Lovely. So bending at the knees, stepping forward as you're breathing in. Exhaling, just softening down. And then just bringing the hands up the shins, up past the knees, up the thighs, exhale onto the lower back, inhale, opening the heart, drawing the elbows back, and then exhaling, coming back and into Samastiti. So just taking a moment into Anjali Mudra. What is it that fills your little cup? What could really infuse your practice with a sense of calmness and stability? The earth element, which is when we kind of move through each of the seasons, we kind of do a mini cycle of each element through. So we are earth in space, which of course we are, but it's that sense of feeling really stable, really centered. So perhaps bringing something to mind, something in your wee cup that helps you really hold your center. Lovely. So from here, just bending at the knees, we're going to cross this right leg over, take the arms up for waving palm. Nice stretch over to the left as you breathe in, exhale to the center, nice stretch over to the right. We'll do that again, exhale. So every exhale is a chance to really engage Bandha. Breathing in, exhale, breathing out. Sorry, breathing in again. Coming back to the center, you know what I meant. Lovely, bringing the hands into prayer. We're going to take this right foot nice and high, step it back, and then turn to come into warrior one. So, depending on what suits your hips, the feet might be heel to heel, or you might be kind of creating a mini long rectangle with your front right foot at the top right corner, near the bottom edge of your mat, and your back foot at the bottom left corner. So you want to comfortably have the hips facing forward, not off to the left. Lovely. From here, taking the arms all the way up, lifting through the chest, finding that length in the spine. And then from here, just exhaling, bring the hands down and into wild goose, really zipping up with the core. Inhaling, opening them all the way back, palms out. Exhaling, rotating along through the arms, coming into wild goose, and then spiraling through from the shoulders, through the palms, into the middle fingers. Exhaling, 4 fingers through to the shoulders. Lovely, last one. Inhaling, opening all the way up. So what we're going to do for this one is just bring the palms together. If you like, you can interlace the fingers or cross the thumbs. And imagine that someone is pulling your wrists forward so that you bring the weight into the right leg, coming into warrior 3. So it might be quite a gentle warrior 3, just lifting that left leg enough that you can really fire up your core. Or you may be going for, going parallel, more parallel to the mat. Stretching away into the toe of the lifted leg, stretching the arms forward, gaze is down. Wonderful. And then from here, palms pointing towards the floor. As you exhale, pull the palms towards you and peel that left knee up. Lovely. From here, just coming into tree. So, left foot balancing on the standing leg, hands in prayer, feeling nice and long in the spine. And then if you wish, you could be hands together, or you can have your hands in Anjali Mudra, whatever feels lovely. Lovely. So just offering that space to yourself. And then just stepping the left leg over, inhaling, hands coming up, nice and relaxed through the shoulders. So we're just going to stretch over to the left as we breathe in, strongly come back to center on the exhale, stretch over to the right. So as your hands go right, hips go left, come back to center, opposite side, hands left, hips right. Exhale, over to the other side on the inhale. Coming back to center, lovely. And then hands into prayer. Taking the left knee nice and high, nice big step, and immediately turn back to face the front short edge of the mat for warrior 1. Feeling rooted through the feet. Lift the toes, squeeze the balls of the feet down into foundation, and then find a deeper stretch, taking the hands all the way up, lifting through the chest. And from here, we're just going to root the hands down and exhale, come into wild goose. Inhaling, spiraling from the shoulders out through the palms to the middle fingers, and then from the 4 fingers along the backs of the arms into the shoulders. We'll do that again. Inhaling, so the pericardium meridian starts at the edge of the nipple, runs along the inside of the arm through the palm, finishing in the middle fingertip, and then the triple heater starts in the 4th finger, comes up the back of the arm through the shoulders, ends up coming round up the side of the head to the edge of the eye. Exhale. Lovely. So from here, let's just bring the palms together. Again, you can cross the thumbs or interlace the fingers. Sometimes that can just help with feeling even more centered. Imagine someone's pulling the wrists away and you're bringing the weight into that left leg, lifting the right, really lifting up with the back, with the front of the body, engaging bandhas, drawing the ribs in towards the center of the navel, or the center of the abdomen, I can get the words right. Lovely. And then we're just going to separate the hands, palms facing down, and then pull the palms in as we peel that knee nice and high and come into tree. Hands together in prayer, choosing what you'd like to do with the balancing foot. It could be, if you're feeling sugary, having the toes on the mat, the heel on the ankle, or just taking the foot up to the side of the lower leg, or bringing it and lifting it and placing it above the knee. So really being aware of the center line, which is that, that sense of earth, core, feeling centered and stable. So we're switching on the the standing foot, and then taking the energy up the legs, coming up into the torso, engaging bandha, lengthening the spine, all the way into the crown. Wonderful. And then relaxing that leg down and taking the hands all the way up, feet hip width if you like, stretching up into the palms. Exhale, bring the hands onto the lower back. Inhale, opening the chest, finding space in the front of the chest, and then exhale, nice, leading with the heart, forward fold. All the way down the backs of the legs, coming into a nice half lift, looking up, stepping back into plank. So choosing what you'd like to do for plank. Is it knees down plank or knees off? If the knees are off, you're pressing the heels as though you're pressing them into a wall. You're really firing up the quads, lifting the kneecaps. If the knees are down, you're really focusing on tucking the tail, really lifting up into the center line of the body. Back of the body, nice and long, gaze down. Lowering down on the exhale, inhale, nice easy upward dog. Exhale, rolling through the toes, downward dog. So choosing, if it's downward dog for 5 breaths, dancing the dog, moon flow, or you can follow me to do wild thing, okay? If you'd like to do wild thing, step the feet together, looking to the toes, heels lifted. So taking the left leg up, just pointing up towards the ceiling, nice and straight. Exhale, rolling the nose towards the knee and then popping it down. Other side, nice stretch up with the right leg now, rolling nose to knee and popping it down. Lovely. Inhaling, taking that left leg, bend your knee, flex the foot, cock your knee up as if you're piddling up a lamppost. So we're just going to cross the body on the exhale and thread that left leg through to the right side. And then inhale, open it up again. We'll do that again. So bring it towards the chest and then you're just threading it through to that right side. So that might be the stage you want to stay at. Next stage is lifting the right hand, turning the toes round, pressing into the feet and lifting up with the hips. It's like, yahoo! Lovely. And then from here, you're just going to bring the right hand down, unthread that left foot all the way back up and pop your feet back down and do the same on the other side. So, taking the right leg, bend your knee, flex the foot, piddle up the lamppost. That's it. Exhale, just cross it through. So it comes in towards the chest, then it goes through between that left leg and left arm. And we'll just inhale, bring it back up. So really nice and controlled, engaging bandha as you cross through on the exhale. Start to turn the feet, lift that left hand, press into the feet to lift the hips, and just allow this left hand to kind of dangle out. Lovely. And then from here, just coming back, popping the left hand down, unthreading that right leg, and coming back into downward dog. So choosing if you want to rest in child's pose, moon flow, or just hold downward dog for 3 breaths. Breathing all the way in, really soft in the shoulders, strong in bandha. Finding space and length in the spine. So if you're holding downward dog, gaze to the upper thighs, so you're nice and long in the back of the neck. See if you can soften the shoulders and the elbows and the head, lower down the arms a little bit. Lovely. And then looking to the hands, bending at the knees, stepping forward on the inhale, Exhale, softening down, navel drawing up towards the thighs. And then slowly just drop the weight into the feet, bring the hands up the front of the legs. Nice and easy on the inhale. Exhale, holding the hands onto the lower back, peeling the elbows back as you lift the chest, breathing in. Exhale back into Anjali Mudra. So we're just going to drop the weight down and come into, sorry, I've got a bit of a sweaty thing going on. In fact, we're going to come into chair posture. Now look down at the legs, come into chair posture. So I'll just face you for this one. So, chair posture, in fact, I'll do it side on because there's something important about what's happening here with the lower back. So we're bending at the knees, we're taking the hips low, we're just going to reach forward for a bit. And imagine that someone else is pulling us through at the wrists. So we're nice and long in the back. And we're lengthening from the back of the waist down. We're not just tucking the tail, we're from here down. So we really feel the core muscles at the front here around the navel, really helping that. Lovely. So we're really helping switch on the psoas as well as the abdominal muscles. Wonderful. And then from here, just bringing the hands into prayer, and I'll show you what we're going to do. So we're just going to revisit what we did with the push-pull. So hands going right, knees left, inhaling, and then exhale, just crossing the other side. So we've got that moving with resistance with the hands, with the knees. Lovely. So coming back to the other side on the inhale, hands underneath the right ear, gaze coming up. We're just going to do a figure of 8, not the 3-1, but just a simple figure of 8. So inhaling, hands coming up, standing up as it were, hands crossing over, coming round to the other side, crossing across the navel, and then inhaling, coming all the way back up. Exhale. Inhale as you come all the way up. Lovely. Just following a snaky-like movement with the body. If you need to breathe more, please do. I'm kind of chatting and not helping you breathe. But just do what feels comfortable. Don't rush. When you're coming down, allow the hands to go one side, the knees to go the other. Allow them to change. So it's really that lovely, sinuous, snake-like movement as best you can, using the legs, using the hips, using the torso, using the arms, using the body. Lovely. So just crossing across the knees, coming back up, tucking the hands underneath the right ear, gaze up. Lovely. And then from here back into center. So we're going to come into a little twist. Navel drawing back, turning to the right knee. Option 1, hand on the knee, hand at the waist, looking up and behind. Option 2, leading with the elbow. So choose what feels comfortable. Sometimes you want to go intense, sometimes you're like, don't need intense, I just need length. So we're really finding that resistance of the hand or the elbow against the knee, making sure the knees are in a line, we're not kind of one knee forward and one knee back, so we're nice and straight in the pelvis. Really engaging bandha, and the gaze is up and behind or round and down. Lovely, staying there for an extra breath. Exhaling, engaging your bandhas. Inhaling, coming back up to the center. Let's change sides. So exhale, engage bandhas, choosing hand or elbow, coming down. Fixing the gaze, taking a breath in. Exhaling, really strongly engaging bandha. Inhaling, coming all the way back up. And then lifting the hips, hands down the backs of the legs. Nice slow motion forward fold, navel hugging up, just lengthening down. Lovely. And then from there, peeling the hands, the spine up. Lovely. Bring the hands back into prayer. So if you have some water handy, just take on a little glove of water. We're just going to come into eagle posture now. So back towards the front edge of the mat. Just softening down. Switching the feet on again. Lifting and spreading the toes. So we feel really nice and connected, really centered and calm. So we're going to use this right leg again. So we'll just start by bringing the weight into the left leg and lifting this heel. And then we're just going to cross the leg over to start. Extending the right arm out, taking the left arm under and up, and then relaxing the shoulders and allowing them to become really heavy. No need to rush. Wonderful. So from here, starting to hinge that right hand back. See if you can get the hands to bind or it may be that you're just trying to bring the backs of the hands together. Okay, just see what feels possible and comfortable in the shoulders. So we're relaxing the shoulders down the back. If you want to go for the full bind with that right leg, instead of simply crossing it over and sitting down a little bit, squeezing the which knee? Left knee into the back of the right knee. Instead of just that, you can actually have a go at tucking the foot round the back of the calf of the standing leg. So we're engaging bandha. We're sitting down a little bit, sinking back into more chair-like with the hips as the elbows rise up and the fingertips draw away. Back of the legs nice and long. Keep feeling centered as if you're drawing into the center line of the body. Lovely. And then from here, we'll just unfold. Take that right leg nice and high, nice long step back, immediately turning and pressing the palms outwards into warrior two. So we can really feel the warmth radiating out from the 5 points, pericardium 8, in the palms, pressing out, feeling equal, feeling aware of our center. We're rolling onto the outer edge of that back foot, we're bending into that front knee, and we're pressing out, feeling balanced. Gaze to the middle finger of the right hand, shoulders are relaxed, bandha's engaged. Breathe in, go a little deeper if you can. Lovely. So the rear arm is sliding down the back leg. We're going to keep the legs exactly as they are. They're not going to move as we stretch and lift that right hand up. Exhale, nice and strong in the core, put the hand on the heart. Rear arm moves under and up. And we're just going to move a slow arc and lead with the elbow. So we're opening across the chest into the elbow and the palms pressing out. Lovely. Exhale, coming back into warrior two. We'll do that again. Inhaling, sliding the hand down, peaceful warrior. Keep the legs as they are. Keep bending into that front knee. Finding that stretch. Lovely. Exhale, nice and strong in the core, popping the hand on the heart. So for this one, we'll just go under and up, leading with the elbow, pressing outwards, hand up. Wonderful. And then from there, looking at the front foot, popping the hands either side, lifting the back heel, coming into a nice long lunge. So left hand coming down, inhaling, lifting the right arm up, elbow, wrist, palm. Wonderful. Exhale, popping it down to the outside of the front foot, anchoring the back foot, inhaling, opening elbow, wrist, palm of the left hand up, popping it back down, lifting the heel. Inhaling, one more stretch to the other side, allow the hips to drop, and go to the side of the right foot if you wish, and then exhale, just anchoring the back foot down. So we're going to bring the hand to the inside of that front foot, and if you'd like to use a brick or a block, you can. If popping a hand down so low feels too much today, pop the hand up onto the thigh. Once you feel a comfortable deep stretch, not a stretch that's making you grit your teeth. Lovely. So from here, popping the hand onto the flank and then rotating, navel drawing back to the spine as the hand comes under and up. And we'll just find that length through the side of the body and then peel the elbow up and press the hand out. Lovely. So we're pressing up into heaven, pressing down into earth, really strong in bandhas, opening through that right hip. Wonderful. From here, just popping the hands down, popping that back knee down, and we're just going to come into the revolved version. Elegantly moving around to face you guys. So, I don't know why I'm sweating. It's like post-workout from an hour ago sweat. Beautiful. So we're feeling nice and rooted through the legs. Hips are coming forward and down and really nice and switched on with the bandhas. And we're just stretching with the left hand over to this side, the right side of the body. If you wish, you can gently draw that knee to the center line to help, and then pop the hands down to the outside or the elbow. Again, hands in prayer if you wish to use the elbow. So we're lengthening through to the crown of the head. We've got the resistance happening with the outer edge of the knee against the hand, against the elbow. There's also the option to tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, allow the hips to come down a little bit. So you really improve or kind of lower your center of gravity, making you more stable. So you want space. Check your fingertips are pointing straight ahead in the same direction as your front toes. Look at your toes. Look at your fingertips. Are they pointing in the same direction? Lovely. Get them so they are. Wonderful. And then from here, we're just simply going to bring the hands down. Oopsie. Let me come back this way. Oopsie. Wiggle the back foot away, slide that front foot back, pop in a sneaky plank, just thinking about really lifting up into the body. So knees down or knees off for this one. We're just going to do a little bit of kind of cheeky core work. So you can just hold it for 3 breaths, or if you like, you can try and keep the hips from swaying too much. Lift one hand and tap the shoulder. Lift the other hand, tap the shoulder. So up to you. You can do it with the knees down if you need. Just doing that. Lovely. And then from here, what's going on? Lowering down on the exhale. Inhale, nice delicious upward dog. Roll through the toes. Downward dog. And just finding a softness with your downward dog. Like perhaps this is the first downward dog you've ever done. And how can you find a sense of soft elasticity as you move through the soles of the feet, move through the knees, move through the hips, sway the hips, move through the torso. Whatever feels like a lovely way of just discovering an early summer downward dog for yourselves just now, just having a little go, a little play. And then looking to the hands, stepping forward as you're breathing in. Exhaling, just melting down over the legs as the navel draws up. And then unfurling, hands sliding up the front of the legs and coming back into Anjali Mudra. So just being minded of that little cup at the heart. Sometimes simply offering ourselves space can be a radical and powerful act. So coming into Garudasana, into Eagle, we're just going to drop the hips a little bit. It's almost as if we're sitting on a golfing stool. We're going to be working with moving this left leg, so really reaching down through the right, lifting that left heel. Just keeping the knees bent as you cross the leg over, extending the left arm, wrapping the right arm under and up, and then just relaxing the shoulders down. Just allow yourself some time to relax. Starting to hinge that left arm back. See if you can go for the bind between the hands. Nice and long in the back of the neck. If you wish, you can go for the full bind with this balancing left leg. Just tucking it and see if you can kind of press the toes into the back of the calf. Sit down a little bit, really engaging bandhas. So we're sitting down a bit more as the elbows lift up and the fingertips draw away. Nice and long in the back of the neck. So all those little micro adjustments your foot and ankle are making is exactly what they should be doing. This is us really helping train and improve our sense of proprioception, our sense of where the body is in space, and improving our stability so we're more stable, believe it or not. Lovely. So let's just unfurl, lifting that left knee nice and high, big step back, immediately turning into Warrior Two to the other side. Pressing the palms out, like we're really pressing into the edges, as if space is some kind of cling film that we can just stretch outwards. Gaze to the middle finger, the left hand now. Just finding the outer edge of that back foot, finding the equal force between both of the legs in this posture. And then just coming into Peaceful Warrior, rear arm sliding down as we stretch and press the palm up on the left hand. Lovely. Exhale, popping the hand onto the heart. Rear arm moves under and up, moving with resistance. So we can really feel our core, and then we're opening into the elbow and pressing the palm outwards. Exhale back into Warrior Two. We'll do that again. Inhaling, really finding space. Exhaling, hand on the heart. Inhaling, nice, slow moving with resistance. Opening into the elbow, pressing the palm up. Wonderful. Looking down at the front foot. Just bring the hands either side, lifting the heel, coming into a nice low, long lunge. So we feel really buoyant in the long lunge, just like a lovely half-legged plank. So we're really nice and engaging, really engaging bandhas and lifting up. Wonderful. So right hand down, elbow lifting up through the wrist, the palm of the left hand, gaze up. Exhale, pop it down to the outside of the knee, angle the back foot. Inhaling, opening up, elbow, wrist, palm. Lovely. Let's just repeat that. So right hand down, lifting the heel back into a lunge, and then inhaling, opening all the way up. Exhaling. This one, you're just going to pop the hand to the inside of the front foot, anchor that back foot down, and then inhaling, opening all the way up. Hair's going crazy, excuse me. Bring the hand onto the flank, slow arc as if you're moving through thick water, and then navel drawing back, rotating the chest round to the side. So we're really pressing against that inner thigh, and actually, you know, it's very well to have the palm down, but actually if you come up onto the fingertips or even give yourself a little bit more height with a block, it can just be a little bit more freeing for the waist, rotating round and opening to the side. Lift the toes, free in the feet, and then pop that foot down, pop hand down, sorry, pop the knee down and get the right body part out. I'll just turn to face you, sort the hair out. Ah, gosh, it's all going on. So we're just going to come into the revolved version. So again, you can nudge that left knee in with the left hand as you reach across, or just keep the hand on the hip. Choose if it's hand against the knee. Choose if it's elbow against the knee. And we want to find length in the spine. Whatever option, we're not kind of sagging down. We're using the knee, we're using the elbow, we're using the hand to find length. Lovely. So the gaze is rounded behind, the navel's drawing back. You can tuck the back toe if you wish to, and lift the back knee if you've got the elbow against the knee. So we've got that sense of feeling strong through the center of the body, pressing parts of the body against each other to create resistance and to create tensegrity, so we're more stable. Lovely. And then from here, just releasing the hands down, sliding that front foot back, coming into child's pose, and just finding a little bit of space. Nice long breath in. Nice long breath out. Lovely. So we're actually just going to do a little bit of core work now. So if you want to take a glove of water, please do. Connective tissue is a fluid-filled structure that wraps around every element in the body. And what can happen is when we're not drinking enough water, when we have repetitive movement habits, it can get tapped down and stuck. And when the connective tissue gets stuck, it then restricts your muscular movement. So we really want to make sure that we're nice and lithe and limber. And the ideal way to keep yourself hydrated is to take a few mouthfuls every 15 minutes or so, rather than not drink for hours and then glug a big pint or so down. And ideally, we're looking for about 2 litres of water, herbal teas every day. That's enough of the chat about that. You all know it anyway. Lovely. So let's just come down onto your backs. And we're just going to hug the knees and rock from side to side. Making sure the back of the neck's nice and long. Hand on each knee and just doing a nice slow circle with the knees and feet together. So nice few slow circles one way and then changing direction, just giving the lower back a little bit of a cozy rub. Wonderful. So just popping the feet down. Kind of a bit between hip width and sit bone-ish actually. And check that the toes are, aren't kind of out to the sides, but are pointing ahead. And then just tuck and untuck the tailbone a couple of times. And then just choose where in the tuck and untuck feels a midpoint. Okay. And so you might feel a little bit of kind of space just above that, coming up towards the back of the waist, a little bit of space there. And then just encouraging the back of the ribs to be fully down on the mat. So you're not lifting the ribs up. You're not lifting through the back and lifting the ribs. You're nice and kind of rooted, and imagining the ribs maybe are melting like a little bit of kind of a thick block of chocolate, something like that. So let's just take a nice breath in. And as you exhale, just relax and allow the body to relax. Then gently pull the feet towards the sit bone so you feel, a little bit of engagement in the hamstrings. And what we're going to do is take a nice breath in. And on the exhale, just engage our bandhas. So we're drawing up at the center of the pelvic floor. we're drawing back with the lower abdominal muscles, around about 30%, okay? And then as you breathe in, just let all of that relax. Breathe right down into the pelvic floor, feel that expand, breathe into the belly, and into the ribs. Lovely. Every exhale, just engaging the bandhas. So Mula Bandha, center of the pelvic floor, and Uddiyana Bandha, lower abdominal muscles. Lovely. So we'll do one more. Nice big breath in, nice and relaxing. Exhaling, engaging your bandhas. Keep pulling the feet a little bit towards the sit bone so you feel the hamstrings. Lovely. Nice big breath in. Then engaging bandhas, and imagine you've got a belt around your waist and gently tighten that. Lovely. Breathe in, expand, relax everything. Exhaling, engaging bandhas, tightening your belt. Inhaling. Exhale, bandhas, belt. Lovely. Inhale. So now exhaling and engaging your bandhas, your belt, and then make sure your ribs feel at the front that they're drawing down towards the navel. Lovely. Breathing in, relaxing, expanding everything. Exhaling, bandhas, belt, and ribs. Lovely. So now we feel that we've got the core fired up. We're doing all some lovely things. We're just going to have a little bit of fun. So the first one is just allowing the knees to float up. You're going to press the hands into the knees and the knees into the hands, okay? So nice breath in. Exhale, engaging your bandhas, your belt, your ribs. Press the hands into the knees and knees into the hands. Inhale, just soften, relax, breathe in. Exhale, engage, and press. Lovely. If you'd like to go a little deeper, then as you exhale and engage your bandhas, your belt, your ribs, you can lift the head and then press. Inhale, pop the head back down, breathe in. Engaging on the exhale, lifting the head, pressing the hands against the knees into the hands. Lovely. Coming all the way back. So just popping the feet down, taking a nice breath in, exhaling, engaging bandhas, belt, ribs, just feeling that. And then what we're going to do is hug the knees and just rock up. So we're up seated. You can rock back again if you like, or rock up again. Just might massage the spine a couple of times. So I'm not going to tell you what we're doing, but I think you might have guessed it. So just hugging behind the knees, nice and long in the spine, relaxing the shoulders. Take a nice breath in. Exhaling, engaging bandhas, belt, ribs. Lovely. Release the hands. Wonderful. Take a breath in, bring the hands back. Engaging your bandhas, your belt, your ribs, hands, one leg. Lovely. Inhale, come back, relax everything. Engaging on the exhale, hands, t'other leg. Lovely. Coming back. Lovely. So bandhas, belt, ribs, hands, could be alternate legs. See if you can, or both legs. So we're drawing the legs towards the hands. We're finding length in the spine. We're really drawing back with the navel. We're nice and relaxed in the shoulders. Feeling long in the spine. Lovely. Well done, everybody. Just cross your legs. Pop your hands by your hips. Press into your hands. Lift your tush up and just give it a wee shimmy. Oh, great. And we'll just do one more. Okay. So, just engaging bandhas, belt, ribs. It could be hands coming out. It could be hands on alternate legs. Coming back, inhaling, relaxing everything, exhaling, other legs, doing just something that feels like you can be really consciously working your core, but not kind of get to the point where you're kind of gritting your teeth and, you're kind of losing form. So think of it in quite a Pilates style. So it could be, whatever. It could be this, it could be this, it could be this, it could be this. Lovely. Well done, everybody. And then what we're going to do, we're going to give ourselves a wee hug. So we're just going to roll all the way back down. Give ourselves a wee hug. Rock from side to side. We're going to come into a little twist just after this. But first of all, let's do a back bend and just stretch all of the hip flexors and all of that out. So feet tucked in as close to your hips as you can. Hip width apart for this. Maybe lift so you can see the outer edges of your heels. Arms by your side. So just tuck and untuck the tailbone a couple of times. And then when you feel comfortable and ready, as you tuck it, you're going to roll the hips up towards the neck, back of the neck's nice and long, pressing into the upper arms, pressing into the feet, keep lifting up, finding a bit of space in the hip flexors, nice stretch in the quads, in the torso, And then lifting the heels and rolling nice and steadily, nice and slowly, all the way back down. Lovely. Really aware of your core, lowering you down. Then when the back's down, just allow the feet to come down. The reason that I lift the heels is because when you're coming down, it just gives you, you know, an extra couple of inches of space to unfurl, which can be quite nice. It's nice to find a bit more space. So we'll just have another go. Make sure your feet are in the right position, tucking the tail, rolling the hips up. So for this one, if you wish, you can wiggle the shoulder blades together, interlace the hands, you know, find a bit more space as you press into the upper arms, press into the feet, lifting up. Nice and long in the back of the neck. Lovely. And then unshugle the shoulder blades, have the hands down by your sides, lift the heels and slowly lower down. And then we're just going to hug the knees, but hug them out to the side a little bit. So it's like you're hugging a knee towards the crook of each elbow. And then just take the hands behind the backs of the knees. So the knees are in the same place, but we just wrap the hands in the back of the thighs, as it were, coming towards happy baby. It's a very slow route. And then we're just going to shine the soles of our feet up towards the ceiling and rock from side to side. So that might feel really quite nice. It's good to get a little bit of a compression for the lower back. If you'd like to go stretchier, deeper, then you can just hold on to the ankles and tuck the elbows to the insides of the knees. Deeper again, just wrap the hands over the tops of the feet, curling around to the outer edges, wrapping around the outer edges of the feet. So it just wants to feel a really lovely, stretchy, but quite grounded, rocky, rolly number. Lovely, and then just bring the feet together. In fact, let's just stretch the toes up towards the ceiling. Flex the toes towards the shins. Point the toes away. Nice slow circle one way with the feet. Spreading the toes, nice slow circle back the other way. Lovely. And then just hug the knees. Or allow the knees kind of to just bend, actually, don't hug them. And take the arms out to the side with the palms face up. Or if you're lacking a little bit of space, come into cactus arms. So you're taking the elbows out and right, you know, out from the body, but the arms are kind of up behind. I'm going to show you kind of like that. Lovely. So just engaging bandhas, belt, ribs, and allow the knees to go to one side. Lovely. Exhale, come back to the center, nice and strong. Do the same on the other side. Exhale, peeling back in. So just do that a couple more times each side. Now, if you want to go deeper, you feel like I want to kind of load it up a bit more. The next time the knees are going over to one side, you just straighten that top leg. Exhale, peel back into the center. Inhale, take the knees out to the other side, straighten the top leg out. Exhale, bend the leg back in, peel back in. Lovely. And then the next time, once you've done an equal set of those, you can just make it much more relaxing, passive, just surrendering. So the knees are going to, instead of being quite close up to the chest, might be lowering down the mat a little bit so you can really soften and sink down into the mat. Whichever way the knees have gone, the gaze and the extended arm is going to go to the opposite side. So you've got your free hand here. If the hand that's at the same side of the knees, if you wish, you can kind of bring it over onto the outsides of the knees, onto the hip, whatever feels comfortable, or just keep it on the mat. It's a really lovely, relaxed, passive twist. Just allowing the body to sink down into the mat and do relatively little. Taking the breath into that wonderful spiraling twist. Twists are fantastic for connective tissue. And when we combine the posture of a twist with the breath and the awareness, we can really breathe into any tight bits that feel a little stuck, a little compressed. We're just going to bring the knees back and then over to the other side, nice and relaxed. Turn the gaze again to the other side. So just inviting the soft ebb and flow of the breath into the body. Oh, and then just coming back to center, and actually what we're going to do is we're going to come up to seated. And so this is the bit where we're going to get ourselves a nice cushion to sit on, have some water. So just making sure that however you're seated, it feels comfortable on the knees, on the ankles, on the hips. And we'll just start with it just easing off the head and neck a little bit. So just feeling rooted through the sit bones, nice and relaxed in the legs, nice and heavy in the legs. So it's as if the lower part of the body is really anchoring us gently and well. We feel very supported, and then from there, just taking the awareness up the spine. Nice and heavy in the legs and the hips, nice and long in the spine. So once again, reminding ourselves that the crown of the head is so light, just can't help but floating up, and the chin ends up tucking as a result. And on the exhale, we're just going to roll the head down towards the chin. Sorry, the chin towards the chest. My goodness. It's like I'm falling asleep. And then inhaling. What we're going to do on the inhale is just gently come all the way back up and then take the gaze up. And it could be the eyebrows up to the ceiling, could be the eyes, could be the nose, the upper lip. But we're going to pop the tongue behind the teeth on the roof of the mouth. Lovely. And then exhale, just come back to looking straight ahead. So inhale, just rising up into the crown. Exhale, rolling the head down. This time, just going a little deeper, as far down as it feels good. So you can kind of roll through the spine a little bit. And then inhaling, unfurling, no rush, nice and slow, nice and steady. Taking the gaze up, making sure the tongue is on the roof of the mouth behind your teeth. Exhaling, just coming back to look straight ahead. So we're going to rise up into the crown as we take that left hand and just rest it on the right ear, nice and relaxed. As we exhale, we're drawing the head over to the left shoulder, just breathing into the stretch on the right side. Eyes can be open, eyes can be closed. Just finding a little bit of spaciousness in the right side of the neck and jaw. Lovely. Releasing, inhaling, coming up. And as we're wrapping the hand over, we're also lifting up so the chin tucks a little bit. Okay. And then exhaling, just bringing the head down to the right side. And again, relaxing this left side. So you may notice one side's a little bit, what's the word? Stiffer than the other. Just breathing into where you feel the tightness. As if with every breath in, you can just invite in some space. Lovely. And then just releasing. So we're just going to rise up into the crown of the head once again. Roll the chin to the chest, slow arc to one shoulder. And then a slow arc down to the chest and to the other shoulder. So just doing that a couple of times. If you wish to go for the full head rotation, the next time you're at the opposite shoulder, just pause and breathe out. As you inhale, you can choose, is it nose up to the ceiling? Is it just the eyes and the eyebrows? Inhaling, arc over the top, exhale, arc across the chest. So we'll just do a couple of those and then change direction. Coming down to the center of the chest and then changing the direction. Lovely. So nice and slow and steady. Notice if there's any really tight areas. you know, and can you edge up to them rather than force yourself through them or avoid them altogether? Can you, as it were, nudge up to the edge of that tight bit? And you may even wish to kind of nudge up and stay there and kind of slightly nuzzle it, for want of a better word. Lovely. And so we're just going to end up, bring the chin down to the chest and coming all the way back up. Lovely. So fixing your gaze at something in the kind of in front of you, just above the horizon line. Make sure you're not lifting the chin. It feels really comfortable in the head, neck and shoulders. And then just focus your gaze on that spot. Make sure you're not looking at yourself in a mirror. So just looking at something that's neutral. And then become aware of everything to the right. We're not moving the gaze at all. We're just becoming aware of everything at the periphery on that right side. We keep staring at that spot right in front. Becoming aware of the colors and the shapes. And then coming back to the spot in front. And now becoming aware of everything to the left of your field, or in the left of your field of vision. But again, we're just simply staring straight ahead. Lovely, and then coming back to the center again. So now just bringing your awareness to everything above, up to the ceiling, up above your head. And now everything below. Noticing the shapes. Noticing colors if you can. And now noticing everything. So we're just looking straight ahead. The eyes are soft focused, and yet we're really being curious about everything at the edges of our field of vision. Continue to blink, continue to breathe. And then softly closing the eyes. The breath flowing very gently in and out through the nose. And so with your eyes closed, just envisaging yourself in the room in which you are now, almost imagining that you can see yourself seated, practicing meditation. Four walls, the pictures, the door, window. And then imagining yourself in the rest of your home, taking the awareness to the rest of your home surrounding you. So you're staying seated, meditating, but you're bringing to mind all of the different rooms in your house or your flat. And then imagining yourself at the front door of your home. And then out in the street, looking at your home, looking at the building in which your home is, or looking at the house that your home is. Becoming aware of the whole street, different buildings, any trees, gardens. And then coming away from that, almost as if we're gently rising up into the air, becoming aware of the local area, you know, like a 5 minutes walk radius around your home. Some of the different streets and houses, flats, and if you live in a village, just whatever the distinguishing features are as we gently zoom out. So moving from the local area to the area, you know, from For myself, it's going to be Queen's Park, Shorelands and Langside. Moving out again, Battlefield, Mount Florida. So just imagining that you're gently rising up, becoming more aware of more. Becoming aware of the whole of the village you're in. If you live in a village, or if you're quite remote in the countryside, all of the expanse around you, the neighbouring farms, the nearest village. If you live in a city, imagining seeing the whole city from above, as if you're looking at it at a Google satellite map, something like that. Becoming aware of the whole of the area in which you are, maybe the next nearest city or town. Becoming aware of the whole of the country, the shoreline. Becoming aware of the whole of the British Isles. And then just floating, looking around as we rise up into the sky. There may be a bit of a breeze or a spit spot of rain on the skin, and looking up we can see a blanket of clouds. Moving up through the clouds, the cold mist, damp in the hair and the hands, and then just moving up above that into blue. Blue sky. Sunshine. The warmth of the sun on the skin. Looking out to the left is just an expanse of blue. Looking to the right, an expanse of blue. Looking behind you, looking in front, looking up, and we're just rising gently and calmly up, going through the edge of the atmosphere now, and the blue is turning to the darkness of space, and yet we feel very light and very calm, just floating, looking back at the beautiful earth herself, blue. And the whole of our awareness is filled with a sense of spaciousness. Very quiet, very calm, very peaceful. And then we gently start to just float back down. Very gently sinking down, as if we were sinking slowly through the atmosphere. Back in, feeling the warmth of the sunshine on the skin. And just immersed in this expanse of blue. Looking down, we can see the blanket of cloud below, just edging very slowly closer. As we gently float down through the clouds now. Feeling the dampness on the skin, on the tips of the ears and the nose and the eyelashes, and just coming down through the clouds. Gaps in the clouds now, just seeing little shafts of sunlight on the land, maybe even the arc of a rainbow. little sprinkle of soft summer rain. And coming down and just seeing the outline of the British Isles. Closer, seeing the outline of Scotland. Closer, seeing towns and roads and fields and forests and hills. And so becoming aware of lowering down and seeing the town or the city or the village or the area in which you live. And getting closer still into the local area. And then seeing your own street and imagining yourself just standing in the street or outside your home. And then at the front door of your home, opening the door and walking in. And walking through your home to the room in which you are now. Coming into the room, coming over to the blocks, the cushions, the place where you're seated and just sitting down. Noticing the quality of your mind. Notice if you feel any different. The practice of Hakalau offers a sense of spacious calm. The practice of rising above the weather of the mind. So just finishing this short meditation and allowing yourself to sit there for a couple of moments. And then on the next inhale, taking the hands all the way up, opening your eyes and looking up, seeing your thumbs. And as you breathe out, the hands gently touch the crown of the head, a light on the center of the forehead, and then down on the heart. Just spending a moment to bring something to mind, to heart from your little cup. And coming back up. Thank you very much for joining me for class this evening. I hope you've had a lovely class and have a great sleep tonight.